for Nick Leddy as Laine takes a look and he scores. Zone goes on McAvoy, accelerates, turns, and Laine scores. Laine's free and he scores.
Giving him 11 points the past 16. In comes Laine, scores.
Laine, backdoor play off the skate, score. With it here, Laine scores. Laine walks in, shot gets blocked, rebound, scores. What a play,
Patrik Laine cracks the top 5. Darren, are the Jets serious about potentially moving him?
It's a big trade that happened in the National Hockey League. Pierre-Luc Dubois and a 2022 third-rounder heading to Columbus in exchange for Patrik Laine and Jack Roslovic.
We're not sure if this is where he got injured, but this is the last contact, at least there's anything else, but that's what we come up with right now.
In deep. Actually turned around on the play there by Laine. And the intensity has certainly risen here with a 1-1 tie in the second.
One guy is kind of most of that number. Here's the first penalty of the game. Fell in as he knocked him. I'm not sure if it wasn't like a slew foot, but he definitely got underneath him. And
Laine, there's the penalty against Lagesson, but it won't be a Columbus power play.
And Laine goes out. He went right to the dressing room after finally getting up.
No, first of all, yeah, I'm obviously super excited to go to Montreal. Played in Canada before, obviously, and I loved every minute of it. Miss being back there where, you know, hockey's the number one thing and people really genuinely care.
Feels good. Looks pretty tight. Looks pretty good, if I had to say.
This is Patrik Laine, star NHL right winger who has dealt with plenty of adversity throughout his somewhat short NHL career. Once a 40-goal scorer, Laine was considered one of the best up-and-coming talents while playing with the Winnipeg Jets. However, after a series of trades and plenty of injuries, he now finds himself on his third team, potentially on the outside yet again. So how did we get here? And how did this once top winger in the game become a liability to most franchises? Well, let's break down the career of Patrik Laine and show why this player deserves more support and credit for his career than he has gotten from most fans. Beginning back in 2016, Patrik Laine was taken second overall in the draft right behind Auston Matthews. Best known for his devastating goal-scoring touch, Laine was the top prospect coming from Finland that year. Being a big-bodied power winger, the potential for this prospect at the time was enormous, and for the Winnipeg Jets, he seemed like the perfect fit for a team that lacked goal scoring and star power. In his first few seasons with Winnipeg, Laine transitioned perfectly to the NHL, and quickly became a fan favorite with the Jets. In year 1, he scored 36 goals and had 64 points in 73 games played. He would then follow up his impressive rookie season with an even better sophomore year, scoring 44 goals with 70 points in 82 games played. In his third year, there was a slight regression, but still Laine put up 50 points with 30 goals, earning himself a spot on Winnipeg's top line and a new contract extension over the next 3 years, worth $6.25 million each season. Things on the surface looked great for both Laine and the Jets, but if you took a deeper look inside of Winnipeg's locker room, there seemed to be some infighting amongst some of the star players. Now, this wasn't made public at the time, but after signing his new contract, Laine was being bullied by some of the better players on Winnipeg's roster, specifically star center Mark Scheifele and team captain Blake Wheeler. For Wheeler, he was the team's top line right winger, and Laine was threatening his spot in the lineup since he was the better player. For Scheifele, he preferred playing with Wheeler as his line mate, and the two decided that they would isolate Laine in the locker room, making it difficult for him to fit in with the team and build chemistry. You don't hear stories like this often in hockey, but if it's true, it's honestly so disappointing. As a young and impressionable skater looking for mentorship, only to be met with disdain and jealousy, you have to feel for Laine here. And as for Blake Wheeler, if this stuff is true, you're the captain of an NHL organization. You're supposed to be setting an example and culture, a welcoming environment for your young players, not one that isolates them and feels like they don't belong. Just a weird story coming from this team, surprised that none of the coaches or the organization in general stepped in here to at least take the captaincy away from Wheeler since he wasn't being a great leader. But that's besides the point. This was just the first domino that fell sending Patrik Laine away from the Winnipeg Jets. Following all of the alleged locker room drama and a few injury-riddled seasons, Laine had made it clear that he no longer wanted to play with the Jets. And with Columbus shopping around their star center Pierre-Luc Dubois, Winnipeg took this as an opportunity to prevent losing their asset for nothing, and decided to trade Laine and Roslovic for a player who was taken one spot below Laine in the same draft, in Pierre-Luc Dubois. Laine's peak of his career was with the Winnipeg Jets. The most amount of goals he scored, the most amount of points he had, and just the overall fandom that he accrued. It's hard to not feel bad for him in this situation because most of the stuff seemed to be out of his control. But regardless, this is the next chapter of his career, moving to the Columbus Blue Jackets, where it was a new opportunity to get himself back on track and find his game again. Unlike his tenure in Winnipeg, Laine's time in Columbus can be summed up with just one word: unfortunate. For people who want to dog on Laine, this is not the video for you. In my opinion, when it comes to injuries, I have a hard time blaming players. It stinks as a fan, don't get me wrong, but it's not like Laine enjoys missing the time. He wants to be out there just as much as you want him to be out there. That's the reality of the situation. Laine's first year in Columbus was with a roster that was a bit underwhelming, and compared to previous years, there wasn't as much talent, making Patrik the best player on the team at the time. Year 1, he scored 10 goals and had 21 points in 45 games played. He would then sign a one-year contract worth $7.5 million as a prove-it deal with the Blue Jackets. Year 2, his best season with the Blue Jackets, he had 22 goals and 56 points in 56 games played, earning a new 4-year contract worth $8.7 each season. Year 3, he had 22 goals and 52 points in 55 games played, and in his 4th and final season, Laine appeared in 18 games with 6 goals and 9 points. As you can see, Laine never played a full season with the Blue Jackets and couldn't even reach 60 games in a single year. But as you can see from his statistics, he still was around a point per game player, capable of reaching 30 to 40 goals in a season when healthy. In his 4th season with the Blue Jackets, the year he only played 18 games, Laine decided to enter the NHLPA assistance program to work on some personal concerns he had regarding his mental health. You see, that year Laine had unfortunately lost his father, and after dealing with all of the drama in Winnipeg and injuries in Columbus, he decided he needed to take a break in order to find some peace of mind. This was a way for him to come back stronger and healthier than ever, proving that he could still compete at the highest level. Laine's dedication to mental health advocacy is one of my favorite things about this player. It's truly admirable how he's willing to put forth some of the struggles that he's dealing with to help bring awareness to mental health amongst other players, especially in the hockey community. While playing for Columbus, Laine would donate $1,000 to the Ohio Health Foundation for every point he had on the season, something that his good friend Johnny Gaudreau took over while Laine was off the ice with his injuries. Laine this offseason also started his own foundation called From Us to You, a platform centered around sharing one's experiences with mental health and overcoming any adversity. The community is centered around being open and honest about personal struggles and giving advice to spread positivity within the mental health space. This offseason, Patrik Laine would leave the NHLPA assistance program and decided to request a trade from the Columbus Blue Jackets. With his injury history and somewhat unmovable contract based on the amount of games he appeared in with the team, this was no easy task for Columbus to execute, as there were only a few teams willing to entertain a trade worth making for the Blue Jackets. Eventually, after much speculation, the Blue Jackets finally were able to make a trade, sending Patrik Laine to the Montreal Canadiens. The offseason support for this trade and the energy coming from Laine has been contagious. He's talked about wanting to be a 40 to 50 goal scorer in this league again, and now mentally he's feeling a lot stronger than he had been while playing with Columbus. Unfortunately for Laine though, immediately he was met with more adversity. In a preseason game against the Toronto Maple Leafs, he took an awkward hit to the knee, sending him down on the ice where he would need assistance to walk off. Visibly frustrated, Laine tossed his glove and helmet off entering the Habs locker room in what could be another long-term injury for the star right winger. The career of Patrik Laine has been rather rocky, and I like to use the word unfortunate because it seems like this player can't catch a break. Laine clearly has the talent to be a top winger in today's game, but injuries have held him back from reaching his true potential. As a fan of Patrik Laine's, I'm wishing him nothing but the best as he continues to navigate his career. It's unfortunate that such a talented player has had to face so much adversity throughout his short NHL career and still just can't catch a break even when starting anew with different organizations. Laine has done so much on and off the ice for the game, and I think I speak for every hockey fan out there saying that we're all rooting for you, Patty, and hope that you get back on the ice with Montreal soon and become that 40 to 50 goal scorer that you really want to be. But let me know what you guys guys think about all of this? Did you know about all of the adversity that Patrik Laine has had to face in his career? And do you think that he's still capable of being an elite goal scorer in today's game? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. As always, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.